Kids, eagles fly alone. Eagles don't go to the pub. Eagles don't go to the World Cup. Eagles don't go to the World Series. They fly alone. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future, young man. If I were to judge the people by the last week of your life up to today, the people that you talked to, Skype, texted, Facebook, how would I rate you? Would you be proud of the people that you dealt with the last week? Or would you be ashamed? Political correctness is nothing more than a lack of self-esteem because you want people to like you. You would rather be liked than disliked. For those of you that are familiar with Mr. Bezos of Amazon, know anything about his history, his culture, his character, he doesn't give a fuck what you think of him. If you know anything about Mr. Gates, Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, they all had one characteristic. They didn't care what you thought of them. But Bill Gates didn't start saving the world till he made $850 jillion. None of those guys didn't give a shit about the world until they made $852 jillion. So I tell the kids, go out and make the $852 jillion, then save the fucking world. I know people that have read more than the 700 books. Because you read them because it's your form of procrastination. Because you've been told by somebody that reading is taking action. Because you're so steeped to stay within your comfort zone because you're feared, you're afraid of life. Just like your parents were afraid. You were told, growing up, if you came from a regular household, get good grades, stay out of trouble, go to a decent school, get a decent job, work 25, 30, 35, 40 years, retire, should have enough money, maybe buy a house. That's what the fuck you were told. That was a lie. You were also told probably that you can be anything you want in life. That was even a bigger lie. Why do your parents tell you that shite? Because their parents told them the same shite. Now, for at least 20 to maybe 40 years, it hasn't been true. Many of you have lived bubble-wrapped lives, and your children look up to you, as they should. And what models do they see? Why do they follow in their dad's and mom's footsteps? Why? Because the generation before did the same. And this is the beginning of the end. Can anybody have 10 or 15 or 20 times our IQ at 100? No. Well, then why do people every day achieve 10 or 20 or 50,000 times more than we? If they can't have an IQ 10 or 20 or 30 times more than ours. Because they dream bigger than we. They dream bigger. Why don't you dream bigger? We don't dream bigger because we've seen our parents fail. We've seen our grandparents fail. We hear about failures. But I never get tired of dragging you across the goal line. Because I know what you're capable of. I've had kids with 80 IQs to 180 IQs create billions. And the 80 IQ did better than the 180 IQ. It's not what happens to you in life, it's how you handle what happens to you in life that makes a difference. Some of you will think the system is stacked against you. The system is stacked against you if you care what other people think. But you can still do it. Find something you love. Find something you're passionate about. And then work your ass off and practice, practice, practice. There's more money out there right now than ever in the history of time. Now, I'm a hell of a world-class eulogy speaker. So I normally go to the hospital while they're gasping for air, and I say, well, what do you want me to say about you? And they say, and not one single one has ever said that they regret missing their daughter's Sweet 16, missing their son's football this. Every single one of them have all said, I regret not taking this risk. I regret not taking that risk. I regret not going into business with you. They regret the things they didn't do. More specifically, they regret the risks they didn't take. And I only have 3 regrets. 1, I'm a combat-trained military officer who's never seen combat. 2, the night before my mother died, I yelled at her. And 3, I didn't set my goals high enough.